Hello, my name is Rich Howard, owner of Architectural Builder Supply. In this video is to bring you a closer look at the Pemko. This is their part number 94518D NT. This is the NT version of the 94518. The difference is that the thickness of this trim is narrow. It's the narrow trim, and that is a 1/4 inch thickness is what that is. And that is the only thing that differentiates this from the standard 94518. Is the thickness of that. And the standard, I believe, is 7/16 of an inch. So this trim piece, this piece of oak material that's here, and it is indeed red oak. You can always tell by the hollow capillaries in the end of the oak lumber when it's cut. Those are hollow, those tubes, and that's why whiskey barrels are only made of white oak. Red oak will just leak right on out. White oak will not, because when the tree is harvested, those capillaries get filled. Speaking of wood, that's just going to be a mill option pine down in the bottom. This is an adjustable aluminum top threshold. This has the vinyl moisture barrier in here, which is available as a separate item as well. I think that part number is PK47 perhaps. Let's take a look. Mine has been installed PK74? Nope. Mine has been installed for about 12 years, and it looks fantastic. No need to change that at all. However, it's not uncommon to sell that. The part number is PK74BL would be your part number on that vinyl moisture barrier, which you can buy separately. You need that there because it's going to seal the adjustable top aluminum portion and the face of this threshold, of which this has a 5-degree slope, or 5-degree bevel is what it's called. Its dimensional properties, let's go over that now. And there is an image below this video that shows what those dimensional properties are. 4 11/16 ought to be the overall width. That is indeed the case. You're going to have 1 1/8 over here in the aluminum portion when it's at its minimum, and that will allow you an additional 1/4 inch rise, and then 1/2 of an inch overall here in the front. Okay, now onto the lip of this, and you might want to study that profile. You can add extensions. They make a 3/4 inch wide, they make a 2 inch wide, and a 3 inch wide. So keep in mind you can kick that out in those 3 increments as well. Okay. This is in the D finish, which is dark bronze. This will be available in A finish for mill aluminum. Exposed aluminum pieces will be mill. In a bright dip gold, and I'm referring to my catalog page, bright dip gold is like a shiny metallic looking gold. Obviously D for dark bronze. Then satin nickel as well. Now the satin nickel is 1 out of 10 times customers say, hey, is that satin nickel? It's an anodized aluminum satin nickel that will be complementary to satin nickel. Not a great job, but closer to satin nickel than certainly dark bronze. And if you were to change the D in the part number to SN, you'll be able to find that in the website and certainly look at what those colors look like. Very common threshold for residential openings, doors and frames. You're going to have a wood door in a wood frame with or without side lights, doesn't really matter. Single door, pair of doors, and the ability to make that an adjustable top is really great because you can really close down the gap between the bottom of the door and the top of the sill, and then usually add to that a door sweep, even better a door bottom or something attached to the door bottom, either a U-shaped or an L-shaped, or again literally something attached to the bottom so that you can close off the seal at the bottom of the door. And of course that 5-degree bevel helps run any moisture down back away towards the front of the threshold. It's installed when the frame is built, generally in a new sort of circumstance. People who are purchasing this material for new installation are either supplying the frame or they're a pre-hang shop themselves where they supply the entire unit. And the installation of this will feature staples or nails, screws, generally staples, through the outside end of the jamb or the mullion and literally right into the wood that's here. And there's no fasteners that go down through here into the sill at all in a new installation. Now I get calls every month. Someone needs to extract one of these out and put a new unit down, and there's no elegant way to do that. You've got to be able to try to break out the old threshold without damaging the bottom of the jamb. Certainly there are staples that are in there. Could be mastic down below the threshold as well, helping keep that down. In those sorts of installations where you're removing an existing unit, you know, your success at getting the new unit put down is directly related to, I think, the power of your imagination to try to get this screwed through. Here's what I mean. You can't just run screws through this. You're gonna crush the aluminum down like that and then run it through here. What I've considered doing in the past is maybe drilling an elegant hole, 3 of them through here, running a screw down through here, but make that first hole large enough that you can get the head of the screw down, maybe pre-drill and then even countersink with a larger drill bit so that the head of the screw will sit flush into this threshold. Then come up with some silicone and a decorative snap-in cap that you might use, and you might see in a woodworking application where someone literally wants to cover off the head of a screw with a snap-in cap. You could certainly do that as well. Obviously mastic, I've had people put these down in that sort of fashion as well, but just a chemical bond would not be my ideal way to go about doing this whatsoever. So you might be able to have some success getting that through down with some screws and then seal it off, but you don't want to have a area where water will be invited to intrude, so you want to be real careful of that. I've had some people put these down and just, you know, try to screw it back to the jamb, and there's, you know, that threshold's going to be loose at best at the bottom. I think you're going to want to have construction adhesive. I think you're going to want to screw it down and cover that off as best as possible as well. Now, Pemko allows not only for the standard trim version of that, and it is a 1/4 inch. I can see that here on my page, but they're going to offer different widths of these thresholds in an aluminum top. The 95518, that's going to put you at 5 3/4 overall width. And then there are the same variants in a wood adjustable top, where this is oak as well, not aluminum. Okay, oak, a wood top, wood adjustable top is more common than aluminum, but there's nothing in my opinion that would preclude you from using aluminum. And actually, given the fact that I get telephone calls from clients who are asking to buy the wood only because it's worn, is an advantage, I think, to an aluminum top, because that's not going to wear with foot traffic like wood actually would wear with foot traffic. So there might be an advantage to an aluminum top version of this threshold. Okay. The wood top version is available for in-swing in 3 different widths. There's out-swing versions as well. Now, the name Pemko is actually quite synonymous with weather stripping for residential doors. They're going to be able to supply you with the Curved-in style gasketing that will allow you to seal off the vertical jambs and, of course, the header. There's a variety of different projections that are available. The Q107 would be a part number that comes to mind for that. Q108, Q for Quebec, 108, and then you can do different finishes on that as well, like a D finish for dark bronze. You'd be able to do a variety of different lengths. Obviously, the U-shaped, the L-shaped, the door bottoms for the bottom of the door, automatic door bottoms. Finally, there's a link below this video to the manufacturer's page where you can pull up not only all of the Pemko products that we sell, but a link to the manufacturer's website, as well as a link to the full product catalog. I'm curious for you to share any success stories that you might have of getting one of these installed down in a retrofit sort of installation. That data will be uploaded to the site, and people in the future will be able to edify themselves by your experience. So please do share with us if at all possible. Any questions on the 94518D finish in a narrow trim, residential aluminum top, adjustable threshold, or any other Pemko product, please feel free to reach out to us. And thank you.